Welcome to the Everyday is Saturday podcast, the #1 motivation show on the planet.
No more Mondays for you. It's time to make every day Saturday. Boom!
This is the podcast where we help you to accept who you are, not where you are.
On the roller coaster of life, you know we only sit in the front seat, champion. So make sure you are fastened and tight. Let's go!
Tired of feeling run down all the time during the week? We can help you make every day feel like it's a Saturday.
Let's go. Pack your bags. It's time to leave Averageville.
Introducing the man who thinks abnormal stands for above normal.
When you're on fire, people will travel from miles around to watch you burn, baby. We are fired up.
The host of the Everyday is Saturday show, Sam Crowley.
Holla! Welcome back to the Everyday Saturday podcast, friend. Let's dive right into today's show. The power of simplicity. Simple things are fun. Why? Because they're simple. See? How do I know? I'm Simple Sam. My motto is do simple better. Keep it simple. Do it better than anybody else out there. You're listening to an example of that right now. 8 to 10 minute audios every day for the past 18 years. Not difficult to do. Really... I guess that's it. That's the podcast. Thanks for coming. So I want to just dive into this concept a little bit because procrastination sets in, especially with an online marketer. Look, if you do business online, there are so many shiny objects out there. I mean, holy cow. I couldn't even scratch of the surface talking about if you wanted to capture emails. There's 100 million different places. MailChimp and Infusionsoft and ActiveCampaign and Go High Level. And that's just a handful. Like, there's hundreds, okay? If you want to do ads, you can run Facebook ads and YouTube ads and Google ads and LinkedIn ads and Instagram and all these different things. You can. The point is, you get where I'm going, right? You could be in a maze of just crazy town forever and never even get anything done because you're just looking at all that. Oh, look at there, look at there, look at there. So when you keep it simple, what does that mean? Well, it means you choose one road, not because it's the best. Okay, there's always something better. I'm sure there's a better email campaign than the one I use. I happen to use Infusionsoft. I'm sure there's better, blah blah blah. But I don't care about better or best or anything like that. I just care about getting stuff done. And when I found myself not getting stuff done in my business, it was because I was overthinking everything. Well, geez, I could do that, but I'll wait because I think I can, get it just a little bit better. Or maybe there's a better software. I would just wait. And the only thing that cost me was money, results, impact. I couldn't help anybody else because I'm sitting there paralyzed, thinking about all this crap. And so I do a podcast every now and again. I talk about dental health. And I think people are like, where's he going with it? Would Crowley want to be a dentist now? No, I still think it's the greatest deal ever. For $100, you can get your teeth cleaned by a pro. You go every 6 months. I happen to go every 3 months because I think it's such a steal of a deal. And I just think it's great. I had a dentist in my small group one time. It was a lady who had sold her dental practice, and we got talking about the power of gums and oral health and all that. She sold me, man. She got me. I mean, I went home and started flossing at like midnight, just thinking about that. Flossing was where I was going with it. I never used to floss ever. And this is you can relate this back to business. You can relate this back to any habits. Flossing to me was dumb. I didn't want to put a string in between my teeth and make them bleed. But then, ask your dentist. Next time you go to the dentist, say, hey, should I floss? And either he or she, they will look at you like a dog would look at you if you blew a whistle. They'd be like, what? Is that a dumb trick question? Yes, 1,000 times. You should, all the benefits, they'll tell you. They're like, why would you even ask me this question? Yes, you should. Most people don't. I didn't until I understood. I timed myself. So I literally set the timer on my iPhone and I started flossing. And I don't remember how long, like 2 minutes and 10 seconds or something. I mean, it was so fast. It might have been less than 2 minutes. I mean, it was so fast. I said to myself, you're an idiot. You haven't been doing this. Okay, you're in your 40s and you're just now understanding that less than 2 minutes your day the domino effect of doing that every day. And after a couple of weeks, gums stop bleeding, never happened ever again. And it's just a natural part of my day now, brush and floss. Sometimes I do it 2 or 3 times a day. If I have popcorn or something, corn or something, then I definitely get the floss out. All of this is to say, what is that in your life or in your business right now? Specifically talking about an online business. So when I coach podcasters, sometimes they want to get caught in the weeds. They want to get all caught up in maybe the editing process or the cover art or the intro, the outro music, something like that. And I'm like, that ain't it. Keep it simple. Just get it done, all right? You can always come up with something better down the road, but there's no substitute for momentum. There just isn't. There is no substitute for getting something going. It's not like you're going in the wrong direction. You're just not probably driving a Ferrari right now, all right? You might be driving a Kia Forte, which is great. I did a podcast on that, by the way, probably 5 years ago, buying a Kia Forte. Right off the lot. I won't go into it. It's just a funny, like, point A to point B. That was the analogy. Kids were starting to get their driver's license in the Crowley house, and homie wasn't buying nice cars for the kids. And what I found, it was a nice car. Like, I think it was $14,900. This before car prices went insane, and the surplus went away, and chip problems and all these things. This is when dealers had hundreds, if not thousands, of cars on the lot they had to sell. I walked in, I got that car. I'm like, hey, yeah, it ain't a Ferrari, but this is good enough for a kid with their license. Brand new car. Are you kidding me, man? When I was 16, I was driving a 78 5-speed Dodge Colt. That's what I would drive. If you never grew up driving a stick shift, I don't even know how you lived. Okay? But keeping things simple. All right? Keeping them simple. If I could floss in 2 minutes a day, this was my mindset. What else am I not doing that requires very little effort that would have a very large impact in my business? Okay? And I started looking at different areas. How about health and fitness? It takes very little effort to get to the gym. I know, trust me, I get it. It sucks when you get to the gym and your bones are rickety and you're cold and you don't want to work out. But when you're done, nobody ever regretted a workout. Nobody ever regretted launching a podcast. Nobody ever regretted getting your message out there. Nobody ever regretted helping somebody else. That's what you got to focus on. Not the pain of, oh, I got to get this floss going and I haven't done it. My gums are going to bleed. That goes away. What you create in the process is something that's going to have a domino positive impact in your life and in your business. We're talking about for decades. Okay. And think about how simple this stuff is. Like, all you need to do is get it going, point it in remotely the right direction, and then adjust. That's it. But not getting going, there's no excuse for that because you're making it so complicated. All right. You're doing what I did years ago where I would focus on all these different softwares and all these different things that could happen if it didn't go right. And so what if it doesn't go right? So what? I don't even understand. How's that a bad thing? If it doesn't go right out of the gate, you adjust. You're going to figure out the best way to do it. You're going to figure out, let me say it, not even the bet. You're going to figure out a better way to do it. And there's a lot of fun in figuring stuff out. Watch a kid. Give a kid a toy. Remember Rubik's Cubes? Remember those? I was in grade school. Everybody had a Rubik's Cube. And watching kids, like, just focus on that and get into something like that was the funniest thing. It would torture people like myself because I had no interest. I couldn't even get, like, one side of it to match up. But we treat everything we're doing like a Rubik's Cube, like it's huge, complicated, master level stuff. Get going. Start, if you're in the speaker podcasting space, get going with I think everybody should have one. I say it all the time, and I'm going to say it till my last breath. Everybody, and that's you listening to this podcast. You have a story that could bless so many people. And if you haven't gotten it out, why? Why not? You're worried about the judgment. You're worried about somebody else, what they might think about you. You're worried about what you have to say. Is it interesting? All of that is a lie brought to you, wrapped in a bow from the enemy. All right? To stir stuff up in your mind to get you not to get this message out there. Okay? Get the message out. Don't be caught up in who's listening, how many people listen. What if one person listened to your show and it changed the trajectory of their life in a positive manner? Is that not good enough? Seriously, isn't that good enough? It is good enough. But so don't get tied to all of these different metrics that a lot of people want to put out there. And, you only got to do this, and it's only successful if this had. No, it's all a lie brought to you from the enemy. All right? Keep it simple. Get that floss going in a business sense, I'm talking about. And understand that when you really time yourself and how long, whatever this component is that I don't know what it is. Somebody needs to hear this message today. Whatever it is that you haven't been doing or haven't started because you equate a lot of time and energy that's going to be exerted, you're going to find out real quick that the time's going to pass anyway, regardless if you do this, so you might as well do it. All right? And another thing you're going to find out is going to be real simple. And it's going to become even more easy to do the more you do it, because repetition decreases resistance. All right? Keep it simple, baby. Keep it simple. I hope this planted a seed in good soil with you today. All right? Share it with somebody that needs to hear the podcast and a great message. And say it with me, gang. Have the best day ever. And that's a wrap. Another Everyday is Saturday podcast in the books. Thanks so much for listening. Would you do your boy a favor? Would you get on iTunes or wherever you listen to the Everyday Saturday podcast and leave a rating for the show? It helps amazing people like you find the show faster. And that's what I'm looking for, amazing people like you. Hey, I'm always hanging out on the interwebs. You can check me out on Instagram at EverydayIsSaturday. Let me know you're listening to the show. Love hearing from fans of the Everyday Saturday podcast. And one last thing, when you're ready to launch, get on my calendar, go to launchwithsam.com. You and I are going to work together to set rocket fuel to your dream. Are you ready? Let's do it. I'll see you on the next Everyday is Saturday podcast.